And share screen. Share screen. Can you guys see my screen at all?
Yep.
Okay, because like from my view, I'm not certain if you really can. Okay, so. Okay, can you guys see my presentation now? Okay, sweet, awesome. Okay, awesome, excellent. Okay, so zooming into effective adult learning. How have people learned from history? Some examples are parents, school, books, lectures, distant education, and now technology. We learn to engage with people to listen through their stories. Storytelling has been the way people have recorded or have learned, and now we have technology like Zoom to get us to where we're going. Technology impacted the field of education, especially in adult learning. Video is now a common way to Zoom connect virtually with other users, any location around the world. I'm sure that you guys remember the start of COVID-19 pandemic when teachers transitioned into emergency remote teaching. I know for myself, I was a student at Trinity Western University at that time, and suddenly here we are moved to a classroom and having to figure out Zoom and how to be online, and it was such a huge adjustment. But with the rise of Zoom video conferencing, synchronized classes have now become a prominent mode of delivering education. Zoom is a new platform for teachers and students to connect and collaborate virtually. Now to understand how Zoom made its appearance in the marketplace. Eric Yuan is the founder and the CEO of Zoom, launched Zoom in 2011, and in 2013 it was available to the public. Then in early 2020, the world was rocked by the corona pandemic, with millions of people forced to work and attend classes from home. By March 2020, Zoom was downloaded over 2 million times, and by April 2020, Zoom surpassed 300 million daily meeting participants. Can you imagine that? It's like that, it just blew up overnight. The evolution of Zoom learning for adults, Zoom is now a vehicle where all participants from around the world can travel together to have a like-minded learning experience, unlike history where our options were community college, night school, distant learning, university campuses where you must budget time and money, dollars in advance to attend the learning. Zoom allows you to attend from the comfort of your home or your office. It removes the time budgeting elements such as travel to campus, finding pay for parking, taking transit, finding your classroom. Zoom is excellent for distant learning and is for everyone regardless of social status, geographic location, age, or culture. This equalizes the educational opportunity learning for everyone. It's a vehicle where all participants can travel together to create an excellent distant learning experience for all. Understanding Zoom's virtual purpose. The main purpose for Zoom is adult learning tools for virtual classroom and educational environments. The delivery of learning on Zoom can be in the form of video, webinar, mastermind, live presentation, a live presentation with one-on-one group coaching, group classrooms, or individual meetings. The Zoom chat can be integrated with Slack, Teams, and WebEx, creating further engagement and collaboration. The Zoom allows for breakout rooms and screen sharing by the host of the meeting, generally the teacher, to solidify the learning experience. Zoom is very user-friendly and with the ease of accessibility across all devices. Some of Zoom teachers can, for the ease of features, teachers can send out a Zoom meeting link invitation to any of their students with ease and take advantage of its many features, such as screen sharing, breakout rooms, private and whole classroom, chat messages, virtual whiteboard polls, and much more. As you can see on this video, they are using a whiteboard in a meeting to collaborate, but this can be done virtually as well. It's still a whiteboard. All these features allow students to interact, communicate, and collaborate seamlessly with one another, making virtual classrooms more attainable. Another positive aspect that is due to its versatility, teachers can invite scientists, authors, explorers, and other professionals directly into the Zoom teaching experience to have conversations with their students, which has never been able to happen before unless scheduled so far in advance. So the benefits of Zoom and exploring their advantages and disadvantages. The advantages are accessibility, flexibility, and interactivity. One of the disadvantages is Zoom fatigue, which is excessive amounts of close-up eye contact on screen and causes Zoom fatigue, which displays as tiredness, anxiety, or worry that comes from excessive video conferencing sessions, according to Wilderhold. Instructors should consider implementing breakout sessions as needed to ensure optimal learning and focus. The second disadvantage is the potential of Zoom bombing, where an unfamiliar user hijacks the session by showing up and saying lewd, obscene, or racist in nature comments. This rarely happens, but needs to be mentioned, and if it does happen, the host usually ends the Zoom meeting and reschedules the session. The third example is a little bit more humorous. Let me set the stage so that you can understand, then you can be the judge. In a live Zoom courtroom proceeding during the pandemic, a judge and his 3 lawyers find out the disadvantages of not knowing Zoom in its fullest. The judge is speaking but does not appear on video. 2 lawyers look human and one does not because he has a cat filter on, and he can't remove it. So the whole conversation centers around this judge and this lawyer trying to remove this filter that the lawyer's son had placed on his father's computer as a prank. Meanwhile, the father, who is the 3rd lawyer, kept stating, "I am not a cat." So I'll let you guys watch and see for yourself.
Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to
can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here, she's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that. I think if you click the up arrow next to this.
So as you can see, and I'm certain you noticed also on this video, it said that it stated this recording was prohibited and any violation may constitute fine of $500. This video went viral and received approximately 13 million views. So reason why I'm bringing it to the foreground is because Zoom recordings aren't always as private as we'd like them to be. And they could end up in the hands of anyone, and this went viral. So just something to keep in consideration as you are doing and utilizing Zoom. So moving on now to enhance the adult learning with Zoom, to excite, educate, and engage and evaluate. Zoom conferencing features that can create excitement in adult learning, virtual backgrounds, interactive polls, breakout rooms to make learning more visually appealing and interactive. Presentations with multimedia content can stimulate interest, while features like screen sharing enable instructors to showcase real-time examples, thereby fostering engagement and excitement. At the beginning of your synchronous class, add people by name, address people by name as they come into your meeting to create immediate connection with your class. If optimal, start the meeting with an icebreaker exercise that relates to the topic you're teaching to get students to invest into the learning. Create participation expectations by encouraging people to have their videos on to keep the flow of the conversation conversational, as it helps to attendees to join the conversation. Regularly ask students for input by dropping a word in the chat box that pertains to learning and invite questions. This provides opportunity for people to speak by asking questions. You can direct their attention to a specific area and focus their thinking through the meeting. Bringing people on screen to answer questions or share thoughts on topics can recognize those who contribute to the conversations to keep excitement going through the class and the teaching. For education, the synchronous video conferencing learning programs include Zoom, provide instructors with a platform to conduct classes in real time. Through screen sharing, instructors can display presentations, documents, videos, enabling a comprehensive understanding of the subject matter. The chat feature allows for instant clarification of doubts, promoting a conducive learning environment. Furthermore, the recording feature on Zoom allows learners to revisit the session for better comprehension, fostering a self-paced learning approach. Additionally, ensuring accessibility features for diverse learners, such as closed captions or screen reader compatibility, are added, create an inclusive learning environment for all who need these features to learn. The engagement is crucial with adult learning. Otherwise, students will lose interest, so have your clear expectations, guidelines, and structured agenda to maintain focus and clarity. Have an official start to your Zoom meeting so learners will attend to engage rather consume with content. Having everyone post in the chat where they are from to create connection while waiting for others to join the Zoom session helps to prepare students to engage. This chat box also provides a place to chat to everyone on the Zoom call, or select an individual's name to chat privately, share information, or connect during the live Zoom session. Frame the purpose of the meeting and attention so that students show up willing to participate. Invite everyone to unmute and contribute to the learning experience. When streamlining questions, use the virtual hand-raising function to encourage dialogue and participation, making the learning experience more interactive. The instructor can utilize breakout rooms by dividing up classrooms, the classroom in 3 or 4 separate breakout rooms, and provide performance-based tasks that include online debate or an oral communication activity within the breakout room to facilitate collaboration and solidify learning. Use an analog visual to represent your point, as simple visuals tend to get your point across more than just a physical, like a quick physical object. For example, a book or a phone, anything that you can hold to them that they tend to focus on more if you're holding a visual object to cement their learning. Anything that's going to work for that process. It's important to close your Zoom session with purpose. In closing today, please drop one word in the chat box so I can see if this learning was beneficial for you today. This allows for participation and collaboration, and understanding if there's anything that you would need to even have to change within what you're teaching to them at this time for their next session. So now for the evaluation, Zoom enables effective evaluation of adult learning through different methods. Real-time quizzes, polls, surveys can be conducted during the session to gauge understanding quickly. Furthermore, breakout rooms not only serve for collaboration, but also for evaluation. Instructors can drop into a breakout room to observe participation, assess collaborative skills, and observe if understanding of content is obtained while students are in group tasks or discussions. Other options or tools to evaluate learning is to have participants complete an open-ended survey through SurveyMonkey afterwards, or through assignments and quizzes performed via Zoom. Now we move into overcoming some challenges. Despite its benefits, using Zoom for adult learning may pose challenges such as technical issues, distractions, or lack of face-to-face interactions, along with shy or dominant participants. Strategies to mitigate these challenges include conducting tech checks before sessions, setting clear guidelines for participants, and using video and audio controls to maintain focus during the Zoom session. Overall Zoom evaluation. Well, I gave Excite a B+. Even though Zoom has great features to excite adult learners, not all will be excited to contribute to learning experience. Some will just be consumers of content. I give Educate an A, as Zoom offers much synchronized learning through webinars, classrooms, and much more. I gave Engage an A. It's generally easy to engage adult learners with many Zoom features to keep students engaged in learning. However, there is room for improvement with breakout rooms concerning the instructors moving from one group to the next. When the instructor isn't in a specific room, some students may become lazy or shy or don't participate. It would be nice if Zoom could provide video of what is happening in each breakout room. If students knew that they were being monitored, they're more likely to participate. For evaluate, I gave a B- because not all students will do a poll prior or during a Zoom meeting, and not all will participate during the Zoom meeting or do a survey afterwards. So I put it at a B- because I found it was a little bit difficult to know how you can know for certain if every person is being evaluated effectively within the Zoom class. So in conclusion, Zoom conferencing presents a myriad of opportunities to enhance the adult learning process. By leveraging its many features effectively, educators can excite, engage, educate, and evaluate adult learners in asynchronous classes. It's crucial to adopt best practices and strategies to overcome challenges, ensuring a conducive and effective learning environment for adult learners through Zoom synchronized classrooms. So that brings me to the end of my presentation. So now I'm going to ask you 2 questions that you can drop in the chat. First, I'll ask the questions. Have you found Zoom to assist you in adult learning? And would you use Zoom as a teaching tool in your workplace or classroom? If you'd like, you can drop that into the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to say thank you for attending. And those are my references. And now I will go back up to my Q&A, just so that if you guys have any questions, is there anything you guys want to answer these questions, or you have any other questions that you would like to ask? No, that's it. So then I'm going to stop recording. And there we go. So I believe recording stopped. No, that paused recording.